KO debate series. We lit tonight. Y'all come through, man. Y'all know how we gonna show up and show out. See y'all all in the building.
Yo, what's good with y'all? Welcome to another episode of the Morning After Show. It's me, Knockout Boxing 86 TV, and there go the OG right there, KQKC Boxing Network. KQ, how you doing this morning, man?
Oh man, a little tired, man, but hey, I'm gonna make it, man. Yes, sir, I'm gonna make it. I'm struggling.
Yeah, we're gonna keep you excited and keep you up for this hour and 20 minutes with some great boxing talk and some great topics, man. I'm gonna get straight to it, y'all. Drop a comment, let us know that you were in the building. I'm going to run down the roll call real quick. And since we had fights on Friday and on Saturday, we're gonna get straight to the action. Let's see who we got in the building so far. Oh yeah, and hit the like button. And if you want to donate to the channel, you got my Cash App down there, and then KQKC's Cash App should be in the description of the video. As a matter of fact, I'm looking right now, it's not there. So let me put it in there real quick. I'll put it in there while I'm doing the roll call and while we and I'll pin it to the chat for y'all. So y'all want to donate to KQKC, I'll do that for y'all. Let me get the roll call, then I'll pass some a fight, and then I'll put it in there for y'all. But Jelly Bean is in the building. What's good with it? One of our channel members, Curtis Sewell. What's up with you, bro? Chi-Town's finest in the building. iKarma123. Another channel member, CB3 in the building. Dub Right Side, what's up with it, bro? Channel member and long time support in the building. Renique313, J Wash 4, I see you. Brian King B Falcone in the building. Marquis, what's up with it, Marquis? Mac of the South, I see you, bro. Zach in the building. Mike Biggs Boxing in the building. Mr. Lightning's World, what's good with you? My brother DP Rock in the building. DP, yo, with man, what up, bro? Ratchet since 91 in the building. Juice, I see you in here. Asad R up in this thing. Who else we got, man? Laura Sweat Real in the building. I see you. Omega Red, man, what up with it, Omega, my light-skinned brother? What's up with you? Mo G in the building. What's good with you? And Mark West in the building. Y'all smash the like button as we get through, and let's get straight to the action. So before we get to any stories, it was some good fights on Friday night. I want to talk about we'll do Richard Torres first, the 2020 silver medalist in the Olympics. It won't be much to talk about because he got the knockout in round one. But OG, Richard Torres versus James Bryant, the heavyweight fight that opened up the main card for Emanuel Navarette on Friday night. What you got on that fight? What did you like? What did you not like from Richard Torres? What are you thinking of that fight now that you saw his performance?
When Torres, big guy. Right now he's knocking out everybody, but that's it. You're not gonna get no more from him. That's all you're gonna get. You're gonna get him coming straight in. He's in a southpaw stance, and he pretty much let that left hand go or that right hand. And of course, you're gonna face another opponent called who he was fighting, Bryant. He was a linebacker for the University of Miami. And like I tell everyone, you can't wait till you 25 years old and say that you want to start boxing because he got hit by Torres, the biggest he is, because Torres was a smaller man, and he still got up and say, hey, you know what? I don't want no more. But Torres is going to be another Edgar Berlanga. He's going to face someone that's going to pretty much expose him. Because, see, power is not everything in boxing. You got to have skills. You have to have a skill set. And you have to use your fundamental skills. And Torres don't have it. You know, I mean, now, everybody can't transition from the Olympics to the pros. And I think Torres is having a problem doing that. Because in the Olympics, it's all about points. And you got to try to get the most points you can. So what he does is he just say, forget it. He throw caution to the wind and just go for the knockout. And he's lucky that Top Rank, they pretty much give him guys that he pretty much can get the courage to knock out. So, and that's all I got to say about that, really.
Yeah, I mean, it was hard to get a good. I don't like when Top Rank does this, man. They put these guys in there with dudes that don't even belong in the ring with them. If you study James Bryan, you'll see that he didn't fight from 2010 all the way to 2019, so he was off for damn near a decade. And he only fought 4 rounders. He's 37 years old, so we all knew what was gonna happen, and that's why when I broke it down and predicted y'all for y'all, I said I'd be shocked if the fight gets past the first round. He almost got out the first round, but right towards the end of the first round, one positive thing I will say about Torres is he set that uppercut up. I mean, that's the first knockout I seen where he wasn't looking like a bull in the china shop, just coming forward, throwing winging wild punches, and then get the knockout that way. At least this time, James Bryan ducked his head low. Richard Torres stepped back and caught him with an uppercut through the right punch at the right time and knocked James Bryan almost through the ropes. But like you, I'm worried about Richard Torres because he's a heavyweight that's 6'2" tall. And in this day and age with the heavyweights that are at the top, you think of Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, you think of guys like Joe George, these dudes that are 6'6" to 6'8" with long arms, power, good jab. How does Torres break the distance on guys at the top of the division? Then the guys he's coming up with, Jared Big Baby Anderson, like who's just far more skilled than he is and can match the footwork and athleticism. I don't know what Richard Torres is going to be, but I know he's an aggressive heavyweight. I know he does have pedigree with his Olympic style, but he's going to have to stop rushing. He's going to have to stop just coming forward reckless abandon because as he steps up in competition, there are going to be heavyweights that will make him pay for the mistake of just coming in with your head down, trying to just be extra aggressive all the time. But for somebody like James Bryant, for these first, what is he? He's 5-0. Torres is 5-0 with 5 knockouts now. Probably these next 10 fights, you probably gonna. Seems like Chopper ain't gonna get a knockout streak going. so if you see him in these next 10 fights, probably put some money on him for the knockout because they continue to match make him with guys that really don't belong in the ring with him. To be honest, to leave Cunningham, Lou Era, Grassroots, and Mike Ryan. What up with y'all, man? But that's all I got on it too. KQ, not a whole lot to see. Not a whole lot of analysis to give because the fight was so short. But the one thing I will say is that he did set the knockout up, and so I was happy to see that adjustment from him. What else you got, man?
Well, let me ask you this: how tall is Torres again?
6'2".
Okay. Could you picture him if he's taught right trainer? Could he pretty much get the low head, great head movement, something like a Mike Tyson? Because of the height, because of the build, can he make a difference by coming forward and doing the head moving like Tyson?
Yeah, being more defensive instead, because he got the feet. If you look at his feet, chop his feet good. He knows how to close the distance real quick with his feet. His issue is he just closes so aggressively with his head on the line. So yeah, a little head movement, training and teaching him how to come in bobbing and weaving, and it'll make him a better fighter. And then maybe I'd say work on running Bravo. Tay, what's up? Mr. Lightning's World, what up? I say work on his slips too, like being able to, when you coming in, not just bob and weave, but when you coming in, if somebody try to throw a jab at you, getting good at slipping and then maybe throwing a hook down to the body, or if somebody throw a right hand at you, you slip down and you throw a hook down to the left side of the body. So little stuff like that. If he's gonna fight that way, it'll make his game way better. When you a 6'2" heavyweight, you got to work on some things specifically if you're gonna be successful in this era of boxing. This ain't Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier and all that no more. These dudes ain't 6'2", man. You at the top of the division, they 6'6" and above. And so if you want to get to where you want to get to, if you Richard Torres, it's gonna be some dudes that you're gonna have a lot of reach that you gotta overcome. So yeah, that's a great idea. And I think he could do it. It's just a matter of not of whether he's gonna get the right training and get with the right people to teach him how to do it. Because the feet are already there. The feet and the power, they're already there. It's his upper body that needs a whole lot of work. Rick Timms, what up with you, man? Salute to you. But yeah, I think so, man. YGB22, what's up with you? Y'all smash the like button as you come in the building. Yeah, but look, man, let's get to this next fight real quick. So the co-main event that night, man, Jose Pedraza, Arnold Barboza Jr. Jose Pedraza put up a valiant effort towards the end of the fight, but he's now on a 3-fight slide. He's lost 2 of his last 3 fights, and he hasn't had a victory in his last 3 fights, including losses to Jose Ramirez, got a draw with Richard Comey, and he just lost to Arnold Barboza Jr., who's now 28-0 with 10 knockouts. What'd you think of that fight, the co-main event on Friday night between Jose Pedraza and Arnold Barboza Jr.?
Well, Jose Pedraza, many are saying he's a gatekeeper now, and you have to be honest. He is looking more like a gatekeeper. He does switch it from Southpaw to Orthodox, but now he's starting to age, it seems like. Now he's not really pinpoint on his punches, and he gets in and he slip punches, but he don't make them pay. He don't come back with any counters. And Barboza is able to hit him. He's getting hit all over the place. Matter of fact, he's easier to hit now than he ever been. And I don't know, is that the movement, but he does move from left to right, and he try to do that stutter step, but he always get caught with the straight right. Now, Pedraza, I think he can do more. I think he still got a little left in the tank, but he going to have to show it. And I thought the other night, Friday night, I thought he was going to pretty much come out and show out, but he didn't. He was letting Barboza come straight in and hit him with straight rights. And then he'd come and fight in a conventional stance, and he'd throw a straight right with a left hook. But he always getting tagged with a counter punch. It seems like his defense is slipping. It's slipping a lot. And like I say, most of the Puerto Rican fighters, like Tito Trinidad, all in the past, they pretty much was great defensive fighters also. But Pedraza seems like he's losing every time he gets up there and fight in that square circle. But Pedraza, very disappointed. I thought that he fought the wrong fight when he fought Gervonta Davis. I thought he fought the wrong fight when he fought, I believe it was Richard Comey. It seemed like sometimes he can't make up his mind on what style he want to fight. It seemed like he got like so many styles, and it depends on the opponent, that he don't know which one he want to fight. And he does have a lot of what they call recycle. He's recycling every time he fights somebody. Every time he fights somebody, he's doing something different. So I wish he stick to one style, and I think he can make a difference if he does that. But Barboza had very, very great success. Barboza was hitting with a straight left, and he was going downstairs to the body. And every time Barboza would get hit, he would come back with another counter punch and another counter punch. So, kudos to Barboza, but Pedraza is back against the wall now. He's back against the wall. So,
yeah, Pedraza, look, he was supposed to fight Teofimo Lopez, but he pulled out with an injury. He ended up fighting Arnold Barboza Jr. And Arnold Barboza Jr. was pushing for the Teofimo Lopez fight. And I see why Teofimo Lopez chose the dude that he chose instead of choosing Barboza when Teofimo made his move to 140. I forget the guy's name, but overall the fight, man, I thought Pedraza, his engine didn't rev up fast enough. He gave up the first 4 or 5 rounds just trying to get warmed up, switching from orthodox to southpaw, and like you said, that herky jerky stuff, trying to press Arnold Barboza, and Arnold Barboza was boxing him beautifully off his back foot, had the jab working, had Pedraza chasing him, but Barboza was turning him and doing a good job of just outboxing him with just the jab in the first 4 or 5 rounds. And Pedraza used to be able to use head movement, find his way around it, and do all kind of different stuff. But you could just see that while the brain still works, his reflexes in his legs, they not what they used to be. Now he was able to kind of turn it up in the back half of the fight, and that's why I got a question with Arnold Barboza Jr. Like towards the back half of that fight, you turned the dominant fight into a fight where Pedraza started tagging him with that straight left hand. Pedraza started doing stuff with him towards the back half of that fight. And if you Arnold Barboza Jr., if you truly want the Regis Prograis, if you truly want the Jose Ramirez's, and you want to get the Teofimo Lopez fight, not so much Tio because he hasn't looked good at 140, but if you want to challenge for a world title at the top of the division, if you Arnold Barboza Jr., you can't be fading late in fights, because the back half of the fight, number one, that was just a 10-round fight. No reason you should be fading if you're supposed to be a world-class fighter. Number two, you're going to be fighting 12 rounds if you want to fight the fighters that you claim and you want to fight. It's going to be 12-round fights. You get the fading and giving away rounds, your ass going to be losing those fights. I can tell you what, Regis Prograis, Jose Ramirez, guys like that, Richardson Hitchins, we'll talk about him later. Those guys that I think are at the top of 140 pounds, you're not going to be up 5-0 when they fight you. You're not going to be able to start. The fight going to be much more competitive throughout the entire fight. And if you start fading towards the back half like you did against Pedraza, that's going to be a huge problem for you if you're Arnold Barboza. But he did enough to get the victory. It's by far the best win in his career. So salute to him. Congratulations to him. And I can't wait to see what's next for him over there at 140 pounds. Hell, he got 28 fights now. It's time, and he undefeated. It's time for him to get a shot at somebody. I will say that. For Jose Pedraza, like you said towards the end of your take on it, he gonna have to make a decision. OG, we said this about another guy last week. I forget who it was. It was I can tell you, it was, what's this guy's name? I'll find it. Last week we said it about, damn, what's the guy's name, man? It was a fight last week where we said the guy got to decide whether or not he want to be a journeyman or whether or not he wants to just retire. Pedraza is right there right now. Like, he's at the point at 140. Your best bet, they're gonna probably start giving you Tiger Johnson. you 140. You if you stick around, they probably gonna start letting guys like Keyshawn Davis fight you when he come up to 140. Like you might see Abdullah Mason on the docket for you to give somebody a name. So like if you Jose Pedraza, Top Rank got a lot of 135, a lot of 140 pound prospects that they're going to start giving to you because you're not the same fighter that you was. When you start losing, when you start going out 3 times, you can't find a victory. Couldn't get a victory against Jose Ramirez. Couldn't beat Richard Comey. Now Arnold Barboza Jr. done beat you. Once that shit start happening to you, these promoters start looking at you as very dispensable. They'll be very quick to get rid of your ass. So he gonna have to make a decision as to whether or not he want to keep going. Because his chances of having a resurgence and coming back and being world champion are slim to none, just because the way that he fight, OG, like he depend on his reflexes, he depend on his feet, he depend on being fast and outboxing you, and that shit's leaving him. And he never been a power puncher, so it ain't like power is the last thing to go, is what they say. But shit, he never had power, so he never had that shit, so that ain't there. So now all the shit that you was good at, you starting to slow down. Pedraza in trouble, man. He need to if he okay being a journeyman, I ain't trying to take no money out nobody's pocket. I ain't trying to keep nobody from getting their paycheck, OG. But if he's not okay with being a journeyman, he need to have a conversation with his wife and his children and see if he want to continue his career. But that's really all I got on it, man.
Yeah, exactly. Because then people gonna start looking at him as another Gamboa. Gamboa, used to be a champion, but now he's in there, and Chris Algieri, and that you don't want to be in that group, and you don't want to be looked at as that. You want
Hell
to
yeah,
have
Top Rank will drop his ass, OG, and then you
oh
know
yeah,
who will be calling him? The Zone will be calling him like, "Hey, we got Richardson Hitchins for you,"
right,
and then
exactly.
Richardson Hitchins will beat his ass. Then you know who else gonna be calling him? PBC will call his ass. Hey man, we got Frank the Ghost Martin, man. We want you to fight Frank Martin, man. You want to
Uh,
come fight Frank? His ass gonna start getting them type of phone calls. You know,
right.
if you Jose Pedraza, you don't want to start getting them type of phone calls, man.
No sir.
You don't want those
So,
to be your options, man.
because
Just do boxing. What's up with it, man? Thrill Hill, Edward Plex. What's up with
because
y'all, man?
they
Salute.
love him in Puerto Rico, so I'll
Yeah.
go ahead and retire and ride that out, notoriety and do whatever appearances or whatever it takes.
Yeah, and if he want to stay in New York where he's been staying, I believe, or he want to
Right,
go back to his country, if he go back to Puerto Rico, shit, he rich there.
right, yeah,
He go back to Puerto Rico, he good, he set. So he got some decisions to make, man. But let's get to the main event, man. The main event of Friday night, and then I got a story we'll run by you. Then we'll get to the fights on Saturday. But your
sure,
boy, man, your boy Emanuel Navarette versus Liam Wilson. That shit was looking shaky, OG. That
yeah,
shit was looking shaky at first, but Emmanuel Navarrete, as we all know, he was going for his third division title. He was a champion at 122 pounds, champion at 126, and he just became a champion at 130 pounds. So he's now a 3-division champion. But that shit was not easy. Liam Wilson gave him all that he can handle. Break down that fight. Talk about that fight for us, man. Shout out to Tupac 13 in the building. I see you. But go ahead, man. Talk
man,
about the Navarrete fight, man.
man. The young man Wilson from Australia, he came not to lie down, and Navarrete came out there, and I don't know, and I said this, I don't know what's on his mind because he was throwing nothing but uppercuts all the way up in the sky, all the way down the street, wasn't hitting anything. He was missing. Then he was jumping in again, jumping in again, jumping in. I'm like, wait, whoa, 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 what's going on here? Slow down, And then of course Wilson right there in a perfect stance, and he was throwing with great and mean intentions, and he pretty much caught Navarrete right there, and he went down. Now I'm thinking to myself, the people in the chat. I'm thinking to myself that, hey, maybe Navarrete trying to take him in deep waters and drown him. Okay? I'm thinking about that. I'm thinking about everything going through my head because I know he can fight better than that. We have seen that, but still, he was off. His timing was off. He was throwing uppercuts way too far away. And then he went down. But once he got up, then he knew, or maybe they knew, that Wilson didn't have a tank. And then Wilson got hit with a nice uppercut. Those uppercuts, they stopped, and then he started getting pinpoint on the uppercuts. Now, I was nervous at first because, see, I like Navarrete, and I think he's a good fighter. But I was nervous at first, like, what is he doing? And of course, Valdez, he's right there in the first row looking with vested interest. You're like, okay, what this guy doing? Okay, but then Navarrete came back, and then he pretty much got himself together, took his time, and started scoring. And then Wilson got hit with a nice left, and then of course he went down. Now, of course, Wilson got back up, and Wilson pretty much was getting tagged by Navarrete. And then you can tell that he was running out of gas because he was trying to get back and lean on the ropes. And that's when Navarrete was hitting with left and right and going downstairs, upstairs, and downstairs. So I would say if Wilson, and I'm not going to take anything from him because he had a good first half of the fight. I would say a good couple rounds of the first half. And if he was pretty much trained in the United States, I think he would be a better fighter. I think he can be a better fighter. And because he had the straight right, going right down the pipe, he had Barry Hunter in his corner, and he was pretty much winning that fight, at first. And then Reggie pretty much got himself together and settled down, and then he started scoring. But that is what boxing's all about. That is what a champion's supposed to do. Sure, you might mess up, you might fall, but you get up and you correct it. And that's what he did. So I can't wait because Valdez and that fight, knockout, it's already a done deal. He just was
Yeah,
injured.
yeah, they
You
were
know,
supposed to fight
right,
last night, but Valdez got hurt. Yeah,
right.
for
So
sure.
so that's definitely is going to happen next. So I can't wait to see that happen. But um, when I do, I hope Navarette is not sloppy. Let me put it that way in the first 2, 3, 4 rounds. So, but basically that's it. That I got on that. But Navarette lucky that he didn't get hit harder. Because Wilson, if he was a harder puncher, that fight would have been over with, and that would have been a
Yeah.
pretty shock of the night. So there you go. The shock of the month or world.
Shit, he was a minus 1,400 favorite, was
Man,
Navarrete, so that would have been a huge upset, man.
yes, sir. It would have been. Yeah,
Now, for me, and shout out to Crush. I see you in the building, bro. What's up with you, man? Who else I missed? I seen somebody else. Marquis, I think it was
just do.
somebody. Oh, Edgar Chavez. Edgar Chavez. What's up with you, Edgar? Salute to you, bro. Yeah, man. So Navarrete versus Wilson. Navarrete came out. He started slow like he always do, so I wasn't worried. Then he started turning up on Wilson with them damn uppercuts that he throw from the other side of the ring, which I don't know how he still to this day get away with it. But in the fourth round, he didn't get away with that shit in the fourth round. He threw that uppercut and tried to throw a hook with Liam Wilson. And Liam Wilson is a true 130-pound fighter. And I'm going to talk a little bit about Valdez versus Navarrete in a minute because I see y'all in the chat. But Wilson is a true 130-pounder. And his best shot, if you go watch film on Liam Wilson and you watch what they were saying about him before the fight and you look at his highlights, his absolute best punch is the left hook. That's the punch that he throw so good, and it's his power shot. And he threw that mug and caught Navarrete with it and put his ass down, bro. I ain't never seen Navarrete drop before or hurt before. He got a chin and he durable. Now, he showed the heart of a champion, but I do want to say, I seen the videos floating around and shit. Man, OG, they gave Navarrete, they want that Navarrete Valdez fight so bad. They gave that man like 30 seconds, bro. Say, hey, if you go look at the count from the time he got dropped to the time that he got up and the ref was like, "Are you okay? Move here, move there, do all this shit, man." They gave him 30 seconds to recover. They let him spit his mouthpiece out, all that shit. And let me tell y'all, he needed that whole 30 seconds and then some. He is lucky that Liam Wilson was just as surprised as he was that he hurt him, bro.
Yeah.
He's lucky that Liam Wilson did not know what to do. And he let Navarrete recover, but then Navarrete started doing something that was very, very good, bro. He started tearing Liam Wilson's body up. And Liam Wilson had a good poker face, but Navarrete was, bro, ain't no way them shots didn't hurt him. I don't know how he gets such good leverage for having such long, wiry arms, bro. Like, his shit is like whipping and shit, bro. He tore that man body up with left hooks, right hooks. He was throwing uppercuts, and then Wilson hurt him again in like the 6th round, but he took it better. And Navarrete, man, this how I know him and Valdez is gonna be a good fight. I'm kind of glad this happened with Wilson because Navarrete got heart, bro. Like you can say what you want about his awkward style, and he make all these mistakes. And Shakur would have outboxed him. This person would have did that, and that person would have did that. And I'm gonna talk about Shakur too because I wanted to wait to this because there was a story that broke that I want to talk to OG about. But he just the way that he bounced back in his corner, OG. We listening to you, but I went back and watched it again last night because it was such a good fight on Friday. His corner was telling him, "Hey man, slow down. Like just throw 1 punch, 2 punches at a time."
Right.
Navarrete was like, "Man, fuck that. No, bro. That's just not what I do. I'm gonna do what I do." And he kept going, and eventually, bro, he just caught Wilson with that damn uppercut in that right hand, bro, and that right hand put him down. And unlike Wilson, when Navarrete get your ass hurt, he know what to do with you.
Exactly.
He know what to do with you. Now, 2 stories off of this fight that I want to talk about.
Okay, now,
Navarrete versus
real fast. It's just amazing how Navarrete gets away with throwing the uppercut so far away, and he doesn't get counter very often. And that just really surprises me because any other boxer would get countered if you throw an uppercut too far away. We all know that. That's boxing 1-on-1.
Well, check it, OG.
Huh?
Check it, OG. This is why he throws it from far away, but his arms are 72 inches. That's the same reach as Earl Spence, and he been fighting at 122, 126, and now 130. And so when he throws it from that far away, he's still not close enough for them to be able to capitalize a lot of times. And then the other thing he does, once he throws it and gets in on you, he pins your arms. So he throws it and immediately goes into his high guard to pin your arm so you can't throw shit.
Okay.
And so that's how he's able to get away with it a lot. Now, Oscar Valdez and Navarette, as you said, it's a done deal. And I see some brothers saying that Navarette is food for Oscar Valdez. I disagree with y'all, bro. I think that's gonna be a war. I think Navarette is a harder puncher than Valdez. And the thing that people are sleeping on, he way bigger than Oscar Valdez, bro. Oscar Valdez like 5'4" with a 65-inch arm reach. Navarette 5'7", 5'8" with a 72-inch arm reach. And he throw punches in bunches. And now he ain't got no defense, but Valdez ain't got no defense either. That shit is gonna be, and they both tough as hell. Like what I seen Emanuel Navarette do on Friday night, and then I seen Oscar Valdez fight a fight with a broken jaw. Yeah, dog. That fight a true 50-50 pick 'em. It's gonna be, they both gonna get hit. They both gonna tear each other ass up. It's gonna be whoever can take the other one's punches better. Navarette throws more punches. He throws combinations better than Valdez, and he goes to the body better. Valdez might have better timing than Navarette, specifically with his counter left hook. And so Navarette got to watch out for that. But yeah, bro, I think that's a close ass fight, man. Shout out King D, I see you. But what you got on Navarette and Valdez? Because other than Fulton in a way, the fights announced so far, I can't find a fight that I'm more excited about other than Fulton in a way. That's like Navarette Valdez is like one of my top two to begin the year. But what you got on it, man?
Yeah. I don't think Valdez is gonna just go and run over Navarette, because like you say, he is bigger, and Valdez fights small. Valdez always trying to go down to the body. He doesn't go upstairs. He go downstairs to the body. But Navarette, he's moving. He's using his angles, and like you say, he's throwing the uppercuts far away, and he has great movement. And I think he's gonna score on Valdez. Valdez will cut off the ring on you. Very good at that. But then Valdez, he's going to stand right there and want to trade with you. But Navarette is not going to stand there in the pocket and trade with you. He's going to move around. He's going to throw a left. He's going to throw a right. He's going to throw an uppercut. He's going to throw a left and right uppercut. You know, he's going to get into his rhythm. And you know how he has that rhythm where he goes in, gets out, side to side, throw the uppercut. And then Valdez might get a little confused, but then he's going to try to time Navarette. But it's going to be an all-out war, because we got two Mexican fighters that's going to go in on it. And I'm talking about all the way to the 12th round. So
what's gonna happen, OG, is a fighter of the year candidate where somebody gets stopped for the first time because neither one of them never been stopped, or a fighter of the year candidate where they go 12 rounds and they both shorten each other's career. That's what's gonna happen. But it's gonna be a fighter of the year candidate. I'm telling y'all that right now, bro. Mark my words. Navarette versus Valdez will be one of the fights of the year candidates by the time that you get done. And just do, yeah, man. I think he punched harder than Valdez, bro. I think Navarette hit harder than Valdez. He get more leverage on his shots. They whipping to me, and the fact that he throws in combinations and all his combinations, all them hoes hurt. Every last one of them hurt. And I know why a lot of y'all picking Valdez, because you comparing Navarette to Burchell, and you see what Valdez did to Burchell. Navarette is a completely different fighter from Burchell. And then as far as who got more dog in them than Navarette and Valdez, I think they both got that dog, bro. I seen Valdez gritted out. And I seen Navarette, what I just saw Friday night, bro. A lot of people would have been beaten. A lot of people. And then the fact that he just kept fighting how he fight. That shit showed me a lot. But here's something that came over the broadcast, OG. You calling the fight. So you couldn't hear this. But Top Rank, ESPN, Navarette himself, they made the claim that Just Dude's boy, because Just Dude is from Jersey. Shout out to Jersey. He repping the East Coast. But they made the claim that Shakur Stevenson ducked Emanuel Navarette.
What?
Yeah, they said, like Navarette said, I agreed to fight Shakur Stevenson. I signed to fight Shakur Stevenson, but he chose Robson Conceição out over me. That's what he said. What you think of those claims? And then Top Rank was going with it too. What you think of them claiming that Shakur Stevenson ducked Navarette, man?
You know, I'm be honest. Navarette don't look like the type of person that's gonna put out misinformation. He's just not that type of guy. He's a straight shooter, and maybe so. Now, why Shakur did that? It maybe Kaseko was an easier fight for him, and I can see that. Cause Navarette pretty much, cause see Shakur. Now, I'm not gonna say he's a born fighter, but he's flat-footed. He come forward. He's got fundamental. He's sound, but it takes him a while to get started. Now, Retzi will pretty much come in and come out, come in and come out, and he's a tough guy. Like you said, he's tough, and that's why he's gonna give Valdez problems, and that's why Shakir didn't want to get in there with him because he would give Shakir problems by going from the left and the right and using his lateral movement and coming back with the right and the left uppercuts. So yeah, I think Shakir probably made the right decision because he would have pretty much wouldn't have been in a close fight. That's what I think. And maybe that is so. I mean, because like I said, I can't see Navarette pretty much giving out misinformation, you know, and I can see Shakir like, well, you know, I had a choice or whatever, you know, Shakir, you know, and that's what's going on, you know. So I mean, Shakir, you know, he ain't stupid, you know. He know that Conseco is an easier fight for him, and of course, Navarette was a harder fight for him. So, so he made the right choice with Conseco. So,
shout out Stormy, I see you, bro. What's up with it, man? OG Stormy, teaching the building. Jay Grant Jr., what up with it, man? Salute to everybody. Y'all hit the like button as you come in here and enjoy this boxing talk this morning. Look, man, I find the timing of it odd. Like, if that's the case, he should have been screaming at the top of the mountain when Shakur was about to fight Conceição. You know what I mean? Like, he should have been saying that shit when that fight was going on, bro. So I don't really know how true it is or if he's lying or not, but I would have loved to see that fight. I can tell you that. Now, I would love to see that fight. You talk about a style matchup of two completely different styles. I love to see that fight, and I think Navarrete, as you said, would be a tougher fight for Shakur than Conceição was because he's a bigger puncher. He ain't gonna quit. He ain't gonna stop coming. He kind of how Oscar Valdez tried to do it, except for to me, Navarrete got more tools. He longer than Valdez. He punch more. He'll throw from positions that Valdez wouldn't dream of throwing from, and really try to challenge your fundamentals and challenge your defense. But again, bro, like I hear what they're saying, but you kind of 2 months too late. Like if as soon as Shakur said he was picking Conceição, you should have been saying shit. Well, they said that I was gonna fight you, and I accepted the offer. So why you picking Conceição over me? I want that shot. So the fact that he wasn't saying nothing when Shakur was about to fight Conceição, I look at it kind of with a, you know, I take it with a grain of salt or whatever. Just maybe some promotion and shit like that they trying to do since he had a fight, man. And that's really all I think of it, man. You got anything else before I read this story to you? Because this was a doozy.
Oh no, it's just that you know, Shakir probably was, you know, barely making the 130 weight, and I don't know, because he was moving up to 135. I don't know. That was a while back, so can't say the weight played a part in it. I just think he just would have been in a harder fight, and he knew that, so he chose the easier fight. So
I got you.
Yep. Okay.
Hey, so before we get to the Saturday fights, the great fights on Saturday, got some big news for you. It's kind of funny. I think it's all cap, but I gotta talk about it with you. Shout out to Big Dog Willie with the super chat. Tonight said Spence Duck Khan, but let's ignore facts. Facts. Yeah. Earl Spence Duck, Amir Khan. I got you, Big Dog. Whatever you say, man. But OG, Conor Benn versus Manny Pacquiao. That's what Eddie Hearn said. hey, man, that's what Eddie says. Don't laugh at the story, man. I'm just telling you what the man said, man. He says, I would not be surprised to see Ben fight Pacquiao next, but it's not signed. There have been a couple of minor discussions, but obviously the key is for us to work on the WBC ruling. Ultimately, it depends on the ruling, on the test, and VADA. He doesn't have a boxing board of control license. There's no ruling on Conor Benn from the board, but we want to fight in the UK. So, Manny Pacquiao versus Conor Benn, man.
Man, listen.
What we doing? What we
First of
doing, man?
all,
Is it real? Is it real? Can it happen?
you know
What's
what?
going
First of
on?
all, it's real. It probably, but can it happen? No. I mean, Manny Pacquiao been trying to find somebody to fight. He called out Earl Spence. He said, "Hey, I gave you a chance. I want you to give me a chance." And Earl like, "Hell no, no. I'm not gonna fight somebody 40-something years old. No." So Manny Pacquiao was going to fight for exhibition, But I mean, what's up, Brandon House? But still, he couldn't get nobody to fight. He was for exhibition. I mean, monkey see, monkey do. So he want to do like Floyd Mayweather. He want to make him a couple million as going in there. So Conor being like, hey, ain't nobody want to fight me because they think I'm a cheat. So, man, if Manny want to fight, man, I'll fight Manny because Manny's a welterweight. I'm a welterweight, and nobody else want to fight me because they think I'm cheating anyway, and which you are. But they come back with eggs and whatever, and contamination and whatever. But anyway, yes, that is pretty much true, but it is impossible. I don't think that fight would be made because everybody would be in an uproar. Everybody would pretty much say, "Oh man, this is BS," So I don't think that fight would be made. Eddie Hearn is on a roll right now with the women fights. Please don't mess it up. By putting in a older Manny Pacquiao that just don't have it anymore, and putting in with a Conor Benn that was trying to cheat his way to victory.
What a cheating ass dude, bro.
Yes, because like I said,
he don't deserve that fight, bro. He don't deserve to share the ring with Manny, bro.
No,
because
he don't deserve to share the ring with nobody because, like I said, nobody's going to trust this guy. This is going to be a hard fight. This is going to be a hard roll back for Conor Benn. Conor Benn going to take a long time to prove himself because no one wants to get in there with him because everyone going to say he's going to try to find a way to pretty much beat the system or something like that. So, I mean, you can kiss a eliminator goodbye. You can kiss a title shot goodbye, right now, at least for the near future. That's how I see it.
Man, look, Conor Benn, bro. Like, no one, Manny Pacquiao, you gave the sport enough, bro. Just go be with your family, and if you want to fight again, man, do your Floyd Mayweather shit, man. Go find you a YouTuber to fight for some millions and shit, man, and the exhibition and shit. Somebody that you can beat their ass, and you ain't got to train hard. They don't know how to box. You can just go in there and have some fun, man. You don't need to be fighting Conor Benn, specifically Conor Benn, bro. Like, I keep saying this because I think people, they get lost on it, OG, and they don't understand how dangerous the sport of boxing is because maybe they haven't been following it as long. But I need y'all to understand how dangerous it is and how dirty and how much lack of integrity you have to have if you Conor Benn. So you were trying to make Chris Eubanks Jr. fight at a catch weight. So you were trying to drain down his weight. Then you made him fight with a rehydration clause. So you wanted to weight drain him. Then decide that he couldn't hydrate all the way. And your ass was taking PEDs and cheating. He was trying to kill that man, bro.
Yes,
like, he shouldn't fight again. Like, bro, like, do y'all understand how dangerous that is? So I'm gonna weight drain you, and I'm gonna give you a rehydration clause so you can't come back up to full strength. And I'm gonna have PEDs and steroids and women pregnancy pills all in my system trying to cheat your ass. So I want to make myself a souped up version of myself that don't really exist because I'm not this good for real. I'm gonna make myself 200%, and I'm trying to make you come into the ring at 40%. Like, nah, bro. Nah, I ain't trying to see that man get in there with nobody of consequence, bro. He need to serve a real suspension. And the only reason I'm on him like that is because the man ain't even been out a year yet, and they already talking about reinstating him. And that's why the WBC is full of shit to me, bro. Like they literally cheated for Valdez and let Valdez do the shit with Conceição out and change their whole rules. Now they about to reinstate Conor Benn, talking about it could have been him eating a bunch of eggs and shit as to why he tested positive for that shit. Meanwhile, telling Dmitry Bivol that he can't fight Artur Beterbiev because Dmitry Bivol is from Russia.
Right.
So they blocking the Undisputed fight, but they about to reinstate Conor Benn. Nah, bro. No. They don't deserve a Manny Pacquiao fight. I don't even care if I see him fight ever again until he serve a real suspension. I'm talking 2 years, 3 years. Give him something that's going to deter people from doing that shit. Little 6 months or 9 months. Hell, fighters don't fight but 1 or 2 times a year anyway, bro.
Exactly.
I'm not trying to see that shit, man. So I didn't like that shit when I heard it, man. That's some bullshit to me. You got anything else on it?
And that's why it's taking so long for kind of Ben to get reinstated. And that's why they keep on want to look back at it. That's why they keep on looking back at it, because they don't want to do it. They don't want to do it. And look at the WBC. Now, I don't know how much pull they got, but the WBC is, hey, they telling them, look, we want to reinstate them. We want to put them back in the rankings, but the commission control board over there, they said, no, not right now. We want to look at some more things, first of all, so
But you know what? Reinstate them. You just can't fight in the UK. Bring your ass over here to America and come holler at our welterweights. That's what I want. You know what I'm saying? Like fuck that. Like if you want to reinstate him, don't reinstate his ass in the UK. Reinstate his ass over here in America. Put his ass under vital testing in the clean boxing program, and put his ass in there with Virgil. Put him in there with Stanley Onis. Put him in there with motherfucking Jerome Boots in it. Shit, put his ass in there with Earl or Bud or something. Come over here and holler at our welterweights. That'll be good enough punishment to me. Real talk. You know what I'm talking about? But shout out to Pierre Ducharme with the $7 in the super chat. Appreciate you coming through and showing love. And he also says, great predictions this weekend. Thank you, KO. Money. And that's why I tell y'all, man, we got the link in the description. Y'all gotta join the channel as a member, man. They get the predictions first, and I ain't bragging to them, but we ain't missed a prediction in 3 weeks, man. Yeah. We ain't missed a prediction in 3 weeks. Y'all gotta join the channel, man. Y'all gotta join the channel and become a member, bro.
Drink water hit big last night.
Huh? Yeah, we did good. We did good last night, man. And the night before, we had Navarette by KO that came through. Pick Richard Torres by knockout in the first round. That came through. Had Barboza winning the decision. That came through. And then all the fights that we about to go over Saturday, they came through as well. So y'all better join up, man. I'm telling y'all, man, we put in a lot of work. Jay Lee, the chosen one. What up, bro? All right, let's get to Saturday, OG. Let's get to the main card on Saturday. They started off with a flyweight fight between Rivera and Diaz. It was a hell of a fight. Rivera was the hot prospect that they were trying to market. He had all that he could handle against Diaz, though. It was a great card, a great fight to open up the card. So what you think of that, man? Rivera versus Diaz, the first fight to open up the card on the DAZN card, man.
Like I told the chat, Rivera remind me of a Gamboa, the way he fights, right? It's just the way he fights, even though he's a southpaw, and Rivera was a southpaw, and Gamboa was a conventional fighter. But still, they kind of reminded of each other. But Rivera wanted to show his hand speed. He wanted to show his hand speed against Diaz. Now, Diaz, he looks like an older fighter, but his age is not there. But his looks look like it's there, but it's not. But Rivera was pretty much going to the body and showing the hand speed as he go to the body upstairs. And he was pushing Diaz back. But Diaz was countering well against Rivera. Diaz was going downstairs. Then he was going upstairs. Then he come back with a counter. Now, there go Rivera. Rivera got hit a lot downstairs and upstairs. Diaz was pushing him back. Then Diaz started spinning on Rivera. But Rivera had that hand speed, and Rivera had to hit him with a big right hand as he came in with a shoe shine to the body and upstairs. Now, Rivera, like I say, he's smaller, but he's faster. And Diaz was ready for him, but Diaz got small. He got real small and trying to fight small. His hand wasn't just as fast as Rivera. Diaz was just too slow, and he was getting hit with everything. But Diaz did his best coming back. And I like the way Diaz was trying to come back and scoring, going downstairs to the body, going downstairs to the stern. And then here come Rivera. Rivera was going upstairs. Then here come Rivera again, coming and forcing the action, pushing him back towards the rope. Then trying to work on the ropes. But then, of course, Diaz, he found a way to walk him back into the center of the ring. And then, of course, he spent off on the ropes, then brought it back to the center of the ring once again. But here come Rivera. Rivera came pushing straight forward again. And then he was going downstairs. Then he got hit with a counter punch from Diaz. Because like I said, Diaz was countering all night. It was getting close, and it was getting very close, as a close fight can go. But then again, here come Diaz again. Diaz again was throwing the left, right, left, right, left, right. I mean, he was letting his hands go. Then Rivera started letting his hands go. Rivera's kind of showboat a little bit, switching from southpaw to conventional, then back to southpaw, trying to get Diaz kind of confused. But he still landed a lot of shots on the head of Diaz. But at the end, I thought Diaz pulled it out, but Rivera won. Rivera won, and he won unanimously. So that surprised me. I really thought that Diaz pulled it out. Cause of the countering, the counter punching. That's how I saw it.
Yeah, the counter punching it was a problem for Rivera, and the reason it was a problem is because when he would throw his left hand, he would always throw it so hard and not keep his feet planted. He'd throw it off balance, and he'd always end up square. He end up square every time he would throw it, and when he would get inside, he was square. And so he was open for counters up top into the body all night, and Diaz was able to do that to him. Rivera, they had him as a highly rated prospect. I think he got a lot of work to do. He's not nearly as fast as he thinks he is. I heard you make a comment on it that he was trying to look fast and need to focus more on just boxing when you were calling a fight, and you couldn't have said it any better yourself. All that hands low and trying to act like you got reflex and shit, bro. You are a come forward, seek and destroy southpaw pressure fighter. You need to come behind your high guard, be defensively responsible, plant your feet, and try to set up your shots. You ain't got time to be trying to have your hands down and moving and all that shit. Because at the end of the day, no disrespect to Diaz, but he's a veteran and he was not there to win the fight. But a lot of people in this chat and KQ himself felt like he did win the fight because he was tagging your ass, had a whole mouse up under your eye, was hitting you in the body at will, and was able to counter everything that you were doing, even when you did hit him. I think Rivera is good offensively. I love his right hook. I love that he tries to fight behind his jab. But he's repetitive offensively. I could tell you a double jab and left hand is coming damn near every time you get him out of the distance. He's going jab, left hand, jab, left hand, jab, left hand over and over again. And when he throw the left hand, he going to always turn his body all the way and take that extra step forward to where he squares up. So he got a lot to work on defensively, footwork-wise, and fundamentally. But I think he's going to be an exciting fighter down there at 112 pounds at flyweight because he's going to let his hands go. He's going to throw a lot of punches, and he's going to be there to be hit. Will he be anything at the highest level? I don't know. That was only his third fight, and they already got him fighting 8-round fights against tough competition. So clearly, DAZN and his handlers believe in him. So I want to see him fight again because I know it's going to be action-packed and it's going to be exciting. But as far as this dude that's just going to take over the lower weight classes, when you got guys like Junto Nakatani and you got guys like Jesse Bam Rodriguez fighting in your weight class, nah, bro, you got a lot of work to do for you even think about trying to challenge one of them. You got Sonny Edwards and got like, nah, bro. He got a lot of work to do. So I think they need to kind of slow him down a little bit, have him do a few more 8-round fights, and then think about moving him up from there. But that's really all I got on that fight, OG.
Let me ask you something, Naga. What do you know about Rivera before the two fights he had? Because he only had 2 fights.
His amateur career was okay. I mean, he kind of went 500, but he's not an Olympian or a national Golden Glove person or anything like that, or junior nationals. He didn't have great success in the amateur, but he got an amateur background. They just like him because of his power. And in his first 2 fights, you look at the records of those guys, they had horrible records, and they were like low-level fights in Puerto Rico, which is where he's from. So this was his first fight in America, and as you can tell, the competition kind of stepped up for him. But let's keep it going, man. We got to get to these last 3 fights. We got to talk about your boy, man. We got to talk about Richardson Hitchins, man. Richardson Hitchins went in there and put everything in the world on John Bowser. He put his hands on him, his feet, his elbows, his fingertips, his toes, his kneecaps. He headbutted him, bro. He put John Bowser. I don't know. I think that might have been worse than a knockout, man. He did John Bowser dirty last night, man. What you got on Richardson Hitchins versus John Bowser, OG?
Shakir was trying to tell what he told Hitchison, whatever. I don't care what Shakir said. All right, don't pay attention to what another fighter says. Do what you do. All right, do what your game plan is. You plan on doing, because Hitchison did what he needed to do. I mean, he did everything in boxing 101 has to offer. Now, only thing I have a problem with Hitchison is, he's got to be more exciting. I mean, he's got to pretty much more eye grabbing. Yes, he did what he needed to do. He went in there. He used his jab. He worked that jab, and of course, you seen Bowser with that eye swelling up. And I'm gonna tell you, he's a semi-dirty fighter because he was trying to. I mean,
He was tired of getting hit. He couldn't get his leg
yeah,
back. OG.
yeah. I mean, he was trying to. He would try to headbutt him, right? That's why he started wearing the high guard, right? Because he was trying to headbutt him. And
He thought he was in the streets, man.
yeah, man.
He thought he was in the street. Like, this nigga ain't finna keep hitting me, and I can't hit him back. He got tired of getting tagged, man.
Yeah, you know, and man, he was like, man, I'm getting tired, right? Is he know? Like I say, he got mad because hey, he in New York, all his Boniqua, Puerto Rican friends and family and whatever is there, and he's getting beat up. Hitchins did everything right. I mean, he worked his jab, he worked behind his jab, and here come the straight right. And of course, Hitchins has a long reach, a tall fighter with a long reach, and he did everything right. He worked inside, and then he had little short right hand punches when they got close up and close quarters. And of course, there go Bison, pretty much trying to hit off the break. Like I say, semi-dirty fighter, but still Hitchins was ready for that. Now, Hitchins, I think, listen, if he had more experience, and like I said last night, he spent a lot of time in the basement over at Floyd Mayweather gym. If he had fought more over there, I think he would be way better than what he is today. But the thing that's saving Hitchins is his age. His age. He still got a whole career in front.
He only 25, OG.
Yes, sir. So he got a whole career in front of him. And that is going to save him. That's going to make him a better fighter. And he showed it last night. If a couple more fights on his belt, he's going to be a dangerous fighter at 140. He's moving up slowly but surely. And he's still getting up there with better and better competition. Now, Baza, he knocked out Michael Williams, the one that Adrian Broner is fighting. You know, so Hitchins, he did the right thing last night. He didn't take no chances. He's a slow starter, and which I kind of didn't like because he's starting off slow, but it worked for him and it paid off for him. So therefore, I mean, I have to tip my hat off to him because he's a patient fighter. He picked his shots and he landed his shots. So I mean, I can't complain. I can't complain too much about Hitchins. Only thing about it, I don't want, like they say about Shakur. He's a boring fighter. He's not exciting. Hitchins the same thing. I heard a couple people say that last night. That he's
boring. I don't know how. Did they see Bowser face?
Yes, that's
and the shit he was tagging him with. Bowser just was an undefeated tough ass fighter, bro.
That was that left jab. That was that left jab that got that right eye looking like it was,
bro.
So I mean, he got some type of power. He got some type of power, and he hit him with a straight right.
If you call it, there's no disrespect to nobody in chat. Y'all please hit the like button. We got 150 people in here. Let's try to get the likes to match the number of people in here. I only got 109 likes, so hit the like button for me. And shout out real quick to Ali Point VTV with the $10 in the super chat. Says thanks for Hitchins' prediction over a year on your channel. I appreciate that, Ali Point TV. I'm telling y'all, man, I know y'all love the debate series. I know y'all love the daily content that we drop. I know y'all love the live shows, but we put a lot of work into our predictions on this channel, man. A lot of work. So y'all need to start checking those out more because we get a lot of them right, bro. We get a lot of predictions right. But go ahead, OG. I didn't want to cut you off, man. Go ahead and finish up on your Hitchins and Bowser, and I'll talk about it.
Well, basically, like I said, I mean, the jab, like I say, that jab was snapping. That jab was snapping. Then that right hand came and Bowser went down on his behind. So I mean, Henderson did everything right. He didn't rush. He took his time. And like I say, he did boxing one-on-one. He worked behind the jab. Everything becomes behind the jab. And that's what he did last night. And I mean, hey, shout out to him, man. Shout out.
Yeah, man. Like I told, if you go back to a lot of what I say is gonna sound like the prediction, but a lot of people had this fight close. I was talking to some brothers on the panel or whatever. They had this fight close, and I was shocked. I was like, bro, this fight is not gonna be close. Bowser tries to box with his hands down. He tries to be a counter puncher. And you're not finna at 140. You're not outboxing Richardson Hitchins, bro. Like, and Richardson Hitchins had a 5-inch arm reach advantage on John Bowser. His jab, as you said, and his distance control is second to none, bro. Specifically against John Bowser, you got to make up 5 inches against a guy that got a better jab than you, better footwork than you, and he faster than you. Like, that shit is damn near impossible to do. That's harder to do. You're not going to. The only way you can beat Richardson Hitchins is if you're clean, obviously. But what Bowser did towards the end and just started pressing him and just like, hey, man, I might take a shot, but I'm going to make sure I get inside on you and try to turn it into a war. That's the only shot you got at 140. To me, you're not going to sit out at mid-range and out of distance to outbox him, bro. The jab is just too good. And he doesn't. And the thing about him is they say boring, but I love that shit. He don't go away from it, OG. He throw his jab from opening round to closing round. He gonna be defensively responsible. He is one of those fighters that frustrate people, and that's why Bowser started. Bowser literally like ran from across the ring trying to chase him like this, trying to hit him because Hitchins is one of those guys. Look, I'm gonna hit you and not get hit. Your ass ain't hitting me. I'm gonna make sure I tag your ass, and you're not gonna tag me. And he hit hard enough to mess your face up. I know that. I know John Bowser's face looked like a goddamn pumpkin, but for me at 140, Richardson Hitchins, the only question I got is whether or not he can take power at the highest level. If he can take Regis pro grade power, then Richardson Hitchins is a better boxer to me. I think he got the best skills at 140 pounds right now. Like Jose Ramirez, I think Richardson Hitchins washes him. Josh Taylor, shit. All right. Good luck, Josh. Good luck with this young man. That man is that good, bro, of a boxer. If he can take your power, your ass is in trouble because you're not going to outbox him. You're not going to outbox him. The guys that got a chance to outbox him, they fight at 135 pounds right now. Their names are Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney. That's who got a shot to outbox him at 140. The other guys, they ain't there right now, bro. The guys that at the top of the division, you put them in there with who did Regis just fight? You put him there with Zapata. Man, Richard Hitchins is gonna jab Zapata face off his goddamn shoulders, man. That man can box, bro. And if I'm DAZN, and I see my brother Juice just put it in the chat, you take Montana Love, you take his poodle, you take his sunshades and all that talking and shit, and you go ahead and throw Montana Love in there, bro, because Richard Hitchins is your guy. You let him get Montana Love name. Because Richard Hitchins will beat the brakes off of Montana Love, bro. He would do that man all kind of dirty. So I was very impressed with his performance. I don't get why people are saying boring when I see a fighter just beat a fighter up and get a fighter so disheartened to where they start fighting dirty, and he hurt Bowser a couple of times in that fight. I don't think that he ain't got no power. I just think John Bowser was tough as hell. John Bowser was there to win too. He was an undefeated fighter. He got a lot of heart, a lot of pride. He was fighting in New York. It's a bunch of Puerto Rican fans there because they're there to support Amanda Serrano. Shit, he from Puerto Rico too. He wasn't finna just fold like that. So I thought Richardson Hitchins to put a whooping on his ass like that, man, that was highly impressive. And you can take whoever you got at 140. If Richardson Hitchins can take their power, I love him right now at 140 pounds, and I hope he gets a title shot within the next year. He's a very good fighter, man. Very good fighter. And when you fight behind your jab like that, man, I can't do nothing but be impressed. Think of the guys that are up and coming that we really like. We like Richardson Hitchins. You gotta like a guy like Joe Joyce. These guys that fight behind their jab, man, they tough to deal with because dudes are losing. Guys are getting more athletic in boxing, but boxing is losing its fundamentals and shit. And so guys that are sticking to the fundamentals and able to just do what the stuff that's tried and true, they have a lot of success. Earl Spence and his jab. You know what I mean? Like, guys got to get back to using that jab, man. Devin Haney and his jab. Shakur Stevenson's jab. Dudes that are working off of their jab, it's fucking shit up right now, man. I hope y'all paying attention to that, man. Real talk. You got anything else on that fight before we move to these ladies going for Undisputed, man?
You know what? One thing about it, everybody always looking for the knockout, all right? But to me, a knockout is just equally as getting beat down every round. Just getting beat down every round. That is just still equivalent to a knockout. So yeah, I mean, that's how I look at it. You know,
Yeah, getting beat down. He hurt him multiple times.
right,
He hit him with some shit that make you go, ooh shit,
right, right.
ooh. Like
No,
I'm in that bitch excited. I don't know about y'all, but I
right.
was
So
out.
I'm like, man, he popped his head right back to the second row. Man, he looking like Chucky.
Basil trying to come forward, Rich Hitchins caught him with some right hands and made him stop in his
Man,
tracks and shit,
yes,
man.
sir.
Over and over again. Yeah, I'm here for that shit.
Yeah, but
I'm
that's
here
all
for
like
that shit, man.
that. That's all
Yeah,
like
for
that.
real talk. All right, man. Let's get to the first undisputed fight, man. We got these two fights, and then we got a fight announcement too. That came across last night that we got to talk about. But
Oh yeah.
Alicia Baumgardner versus Elham Mikhalit for undisputed down at 130 pounds. Alicia Baumgardner was able to get the victory. What you got on that fight, OG?
Um, perfect fight. A Baumgardner fought like you always fight. You know, I don't agree with throwing a jab from the knee. I always think you should throw a jab up here. But if it works for her, continue on doing it. And that's what she did last night. And she kind of picked her shots when she would tee off, then she'll stop. Then she'll tee off again, maybe the next round. Then again, she'll tee off. But she had an opponent that was gained. She had an opponent that was landing. She has an opponent that had a beautiful stance in boxing. And she was letting the right hand go and working behind the jab. Then a Baumgardner, once again, she teed off. But Baumgardner, now, she wasn't in shape like she was when she fought Micaiah Meyer. All right? She wasn't in shape because I saw the gas tank running low as the later rounds was getting close. You know, she punched herself out a couple times. Then she came back with the rest and rest up to the end of the round. Then came back again, and she was pretty much got a second win. But Baumgardner did a great job. I think she got to the point where the young lady wasn't hurting her anymore. So she was staying right there in the pocket and letting her get hit. And she getting hit again. Then she pretty much teed off again. And then she hit her with another right and a left. And she hit her with a big right hand and knocked her down. But she still got up and she still was game. You know, but Baumgardner, she fought a beautiful fight. I mean, she had her hands down. She had the right hand, that brick hand, cocked, ready to let it go, and she's still working a jab. And she had a beautiful jab last night, and it was working for her. And then she let the right hand go, and that right hand hurt Melkel, you know, and no, Baumgardner did a great job. And then she started running out of gas again.
Yep.
But you know, so she's gonna have to work on that gas tank. But she was able to finish the fight, and she finished the fight in high fashion. So I mean, congratulations to her. And like I say, she was in there with an opponent that wasn't coming to lay down and was trying to disrupt that rhythm. And one more thing, Micaiah Meyer, she is so mean spirited. She
Hey, I was gonna get to that. She salty in the motherfucker. She was in that motherfucker salty, bro.
man, they were looking at her like, yeah, they were looking at
She
her
was
like,
looking like this.
right. And I guess the girl next to her said, "Well, you ain't gonna clap for her." She said, "Are you happy?"
She salty in the motherfucker right now. She
That's
salty.
not like that, man.
Yeah, bro. Listen, man. I just think that the 130-pound division, or if Baumgardner move up to 135 pounds, they should just be thankful that she don't have a gas tank, bro.
Yeah,
Because if she somehow fixes her conditioning issue, man, ain't nobody beating her, bro.
yeah,
Ain't nobody beating her because even when she got tired, I want everybody to go watch the end of the 10th round, bro. The end of the 10th round when they started going high guard to high guard and Baumgardner just started throwing them hooks, bro. Her power hit different, man. She got some different shit going on in them gloves, man, with these girls at 130 pounds. And if she can find a way to get a gas tank, bro, she is going to walk through people, bro.
yeah,
She's gonna walk through people. I would like to see her bang more. Maybe like quit all the boxing and moving and just throw them because they like people talk about her right hand and rightfully so because she put McCullough down with the right hand. But them left hooks that she be landing, bro, both to the body and up top, them hoes hit different too, bro. And I think it's just Some people just don't have a gas tank because she carry a lot of muscle and she real, and maybe that's what brings her power and that explosiveness that she got. But you know, when you that explosive you know what I mean, and you that strong, you might fade with the gas tank. So maybe if she gets a gas tank, she won't have as much power. But I mean, they say you can't have everything. They say you can't have everything because if she did have a gas tank, boy, McCauley would have been stopped and stopped badly. But for Baumgardner, man, like you said, jabbing down low, she still needs to work on getting her head off the line and work on some head movement. A lot of her stuff getting off the line, it seems very repetitive, like it's been drilled and it's not natural. But Tony Harrison is doing a great job in her corner, man. The instructions that he was given during the fight were spot on, and I think she needs to, if she learns anything, when she get a girl hurt, you already know you got gas tank issues. Don't go in there and throw 100 punches. When you get somebody hurt, you need to still place your shots. You need to still pick your shots. You need to be patient. You need to do it. You always hear me say this, OG. Do what you did to get her hurt. When you hurt her, you wasn't throwing flurries and throwing 100 punches. You were placing your shots. So when you get her hurt, do the same thing. And when she got her hurt and knocked her down the first time and threw all those punches, I think she was tired for the rest of the fight. She never fully recovered. She could never get her win back and get her gas back. But she got a lot of work to do. But that power and the rhythm that she fights at is gonna always give her a shot against all of these girls. And if she start going to the body more and somehow, I don't want to say fix the gas tank, but just make the minor adjustment of trust your power enough to where if you get somebody hurt, you know you don't need to throw 100 punches. You know you just need to place your shots, walk to them slowly, still focus on your breathing, and still just place your shots the way that you did to get them hurt. And now you won't get as tired as quickly. So I think that minor adjustment has nothing to do with gas tank that she can make, and she can also make an adjustment to getting her head off the line and having more head movement and working on her guard and shit like that. But she may be just one of those fighters because you know she trains hard, you know she works hard. She might just be one of those fighters that gasses out. Or here's something for everyone to think about. It could be the training, because who else has gas tank issues? Tony Harrison.
Yep.
Who trained Tony Harrison? His daddy did. His daddy was training her too. Tony Harrison is probably using the same methods to train Alicia Baumgardner that his daddy used. So it could be a way that they train over there to where they don't focus on the right stuff to make sure that they fighters in shape. So if I'm Tony Harrison, I want to take her to that next level, and I want to get to that next level as a trainer, I might start looking into that. Like if you're gonna self-evaluate and you're gonna be undisputed and still try to get better as an undisputed champion and looking at ways that you can improve. If I'm Tony Harrison, I'm thinking, all right, damn, bro, I was beating Charlo ass, I got gassed. Every time I lose a fight, it's because I get gassed in the fight. I just watched my fighter, she was dominating the fight, she got gassed in the fight. What are we doing to where we think we in shape? We think we in real good shape, but we always gassing in fights. What's up with my camp? And I think some self-evaluation, maybe that could help them. Maybe they're not doing road work. Maybe they ain't running enough or something. But it's something going on with that camp to where all of the fighters seem to gas. And obviously, they top two fighters, Tony and her, they gas out in fights. And so I think that's something she can work on. But overall, good performance. And as you said, Michaela Mayer, man, she's just salty right now, bro. She's very upset. She don't like to see Baumgardner shining like that. She wants the rematch. Me personally, I wouldn't mind the rematch. I would like to see the rematch on, and we'll talk about Amanda Serrano. Matter of fact, I'll save that. I'll say what I was gonna say about that after we talk about Amanda Serrano, because Amanda Serrano already made another fight announcement. But let's get to Serrano, and salute to my brother Contender Regime Boxing in the building. What's up with it, bro? Happy Sunday to you. All right, last fight, Amanda Serrano, Erica Cruz. You want to talk about some rock'em sock'em robots out there, man? I don't know how many punches they threw, but it had to be over 1,000. But what you got on Serrano? What you got on Serrano and Erica Cruz, man?
Man, that was the fight. Erica Cruz. First of all, I gotta tip my hat off to her. She was a dog. She was not stepping back. She was not quitting. She was going at it. Jab out the window. I mean, she just went straight with the left and right all night. Dipped the head left and right. And of course, Amanda Serrano does what she does. And she timed you. and she's gonna throw that left hand right down on your head or right down to the body. And the man Serrano using the right hook. She stood in the pocket also. Now, that's not her fight. Serrano likes to move. She likes to go from the left. She likes to go to the right. She likes to stop and go to the body. She likes to work the left, right liver. All right, but she didn't do that with Cruz last night.
They
Cruz,
threw 1,900 punches combined.
wow, man, because Cruz was letting her hands fly the whole 2 minutes of each round. Now, she might have been bloody. She might have blood all in her eye. She had blood on Serrano. But they were standing right there in the pocket, right there in the middle of the ring where the bread and butter is made, baby. And I'm talking about they was going at it. They were trading. They was going left and right, counter left, counter right, counter left. And then Serrano started picking her shots. So she started not punching with her. She started punching between her punches. And that's what pretty much opened that cut up a little bit wider. And that's why you had 4 doctors on the ropes looking at that cut. Okay, so they pretty much say, hey, we're going to let it keep on going. And they did keep on going. But it was a tough fight. That wasn't an easy fight. I mean, Cruz was going to not let Serrano walk in there and get the undisputed title without a fight. So she had to work for it. She had to work for it. Now, I will say this. I think she could have made the fight a little bit easier, knockout. She could have made it a little bit easier. She could have boxed her. She could have boxed her, and she's a very good boxer, and she's a veteran. And like I say, she's 34 years of age, and her biological clock is definitely ticking. You know, so she could have boxed her and used the southpaw southpaw stance and used that lateral movement. But Cruz is still coming. Cruz is still coming. She is not giving up, and she is not taking no for an answer. So it was a rock'em. It was a sock'em fight for both girls, both ladies. Now, Cruz, her phone will be ringing off the hook. I'm talking about it's gonna be ringing off the hook because she's not only a good fighter on the way she fights, her style, but she's exciting. She's exciting and she's tough. You talking about Mexican style? That was Mexican style last night. That was Mexican style last night. And you talking about closing the show? That's how you close the show. That's how you close a show that's for Undisputed. And I mean, hey, congratulations to Serrano, but also congratulations to Cruz because she put up a fight. I mean, a hell of a fight. So, but basically, that's all I have for that one. You know?
Yeah, man. Look, like you said, the amount of punches thrown, it was highly entertaining. Serrano to me was able to edge rounds because she was punching crisper and her punches were more straight. Cruz was throwing wing and shots and she was landing on Serrano, but it was clear that Serrano was landing the harder shots on Cruz, specifically towards the back half of the fight. I think Cruz lost a little gas, but she just kept coming, man. She got so mad at her corner, she told the corner to shut up. I know what I'm doing. Because her corner was trying to tell her to do this and do that, but she was like, nah, I'm just going to keep fighting. Like, because they were trying to stop the fight because of the cut. And she was like, nah, this is my only opportunity. I'm going for it. And so she did. And I got mad respect for her because a lot of women, man, they getting there with Serrano. Shit, even Katie Taylor, who beat Serrano by split decision. They getting there with Serrano. They don't be wanting to punch as much as her. Erica Cruz threw more punches than her. They getting there with Serrano and they don't want to bang with her. Shit, she banged with Serrano from the opening round all the way to the end of the fight, and she went the distance and did more than hold her own. So you don't see that a lot. But Serrano, as usual, if you allow her to, if you get into a war of how many punches can we throw, she showed that more times than not, she's able to keep her technique. She got one of the best gas tanks in women boxing. And she was able to land the cleaner shots, and she edged out a victory. Even if Cruz would have won, based on the announcement that we got after the fight, looks like there was Serrano probably had to get knocked out to lose because they already made the announcement. Amanda Serrano versus Katie Taylor 2 is already finalized, and they fighting in 2 months. They fighting in May 20th. So my question, OG, is after a tough ass fight like that, Do you think it's wise for Serrano to turn around and fight Katie Taylor in Dublin, in Ireland, with only 2 months' notice? Because they already announced it for May 20th.
You know what? I'm gonna have to say no. And I know she's a good fighter. I know she's undisputed now, but you have to understand. Not only is she's a female, and no, I mean females are tough too, but she's 34 years old. She been in some tough fights. One was last night. Then you gonna just turn around because you're gonna take a trip over there to Ireland. You're gonna take you a while, get acclimated to the weather and the surroundings and work out and this and that. That's a trip. That's a lot on her. Now, Katie Taylor is a great fighter, and she came over here and pretty much stole the show. Now she going, and for the first time, this is the first time Katie Taylor is fighting in her home country. First time, all this time. This is the first time she's fighting in Ireland. Now, but Serrano, I don't think she should do it this fast. I mean, this is 2 months. This is a 2-month turnaround. I mean, we are talking about 8 weeks, and that is not enough time. Now, yes, I mean, she fights like she fights. No doubt. I mean, it's nothing to change, but you need that rest. She been in a war. I mean, she has been in a war to get the undisputed. Now we are talking about 2 undisputed. Katie Taylor and her is fighting on Dublin. I mean, that is going to be a lot of money, big payday for both women.
And that's why she doing that shit. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. I see y'all in the chat and shit. Hey, that's why she doing that shit.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why she doing that shit, man. She probably doubling up what they made in the first fight, bro.
There you go.
That's why she doing that shit. Go ahead, OG.
Yeah, but I mean, so but I get it, the money, yes, and you know what, and she probably she gonna do it, and she is gonna get payday, but don't expect her to be fighting for next maybe I see her maybe fighting another year, and she gonna call it quits. I really believe that. She's 34 years old. She made a lot of money. She's undisputed, and that's good for a woman boxer. And I'm talking about this is going to be her highest payday. And so, I mean, hey, she did a great job. She did a great job for her. So I think she's going to retire. In another maybe a year, I give her. So
yeah. Shout out to Jay Young and Al Boogie in that Cash App. I appreciate you, brothers. Yeah, man. So for me, it can work 2 ways. I mean, she could go in there and she could have took a lot of punishment in this fight, and it could backfire on her, or she's already in shape. And so if she recovers and them bumps and bruises ain't did a lot of damage to her, and she already in shape like this, and she goes straight to training, and now she got an extra 9 pounds that she don't got to cut, she could be sharp as hell, and it could be one of them fights where she's able to throw 80, 90, 100 punches per round. And let's keep it a buck. Like, a lot of people feel like she beat Katie Taylor the first time. Katie Taylor will be coming in off of a longer layoff, and we can talk about Serrano's age, but Serrano is younger than Katie Taylor. Katie Taylor like 36 years old, about to be 37. So I see y'all. I don't see Katie Taylor giving nobody a beat. No, Jay Grant Jr. She got 6 knockouts in 22 fights. Like, she ain't giving nobody. I don't see her giving nobody a beating. And that Serrano can make her sit down and fight with her. And a lot of that fight, I thought Serrano lost because she punched herself out when she got Katie Taylor hurt. So we'll see, man. We'll see. I think it's still a close fight. At first glance, I don't like it being 2 months apart, but hopefully her team know her body good enough. She know her body good enough, and she give herself enough time to rest. And if she rests for a week and she feel good and she get back to training already in shape, that could be a leg up on her coming into the fight sharper than Katie Taylor. Now, we spoke briefly about this Baumgardner and Michaela Mayer. I hope they put that shit as the co-main event again, man.
Yeah.
That shit need to be the co-main event. They need to get these women, get them a bag, and get their ass over there to Dublin, Ireland ASAP. I need that fight to be on the card because they don't like each other, man.
Yeah.
They don't like each other. Or other than that, if Alicia Baumgardner don't want to fight Michaela Mayer, I like to see her move up to 135 and get the winner of Serrano Serrano and Taylor, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's some fights up there for her, man. So but I want to see the grudge match though. I want to see the grudge match between Mayer and Baumgardner because Mayer is a sore loser and she don't like that shit, man. She don't like what happened to her. But but it is what it is. I think it could be another stacked card. If they play it right and put the right people on it, then I think we can have one, man. Maybe wouldn't it be crazy if they could find a way to get Clarissa Shields on that card too? But I don't think Clarissa Shields is gonna be nobody co-main event. I think she's gonna want to be a main event wherever she fight. But I would love to see all the top women boxers on one card, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Oh yeah, man, that'd be lit.
Serrano versus Katie Taylor, Shields Marshall 2.
Right.
All the rematches. Taylor Serrano 2, Shields Marshall 2, and Baumgardner Mayer 2. Yeah.
Franzon Cruz too, you know. I like
man. Yeah. But that's all I got, man. Let me catch a super chat. Young World with the $20 in the super chat says, I'm late like a mug. I'll catch the replay, but I wanted to salute my family. Love y'all. Appreciate that, Young World. Much love to you too. Go ahead and give your last words, OG. Let everybody know what you got going on, man.
Right. Real quick knockout before I give my last word. Nichols and Alvarez. Now that fight, I have to talk about that fight real fast. Okay, I'm
Nichols
not gonna.
And Alvarez. Go ahead. Go.
I mean,
Scott Nicholson.
Right, Scott Nicholson.
Yeah, I got you. Go ahead.
And Alvarez don't know what she was doing. She didn't jab. She just ran in. And of course, Scott Nicholson was she's in a southpaw, and she was using her right hook and angles all during the fight. And I mean, she just was getting tag. So I don't think boxing is for her. I think boxing just need to pass her by because she wasn't doing anything. She had no fundamental skills. She didn't have no game plan, and she didn't have no jab. I mean, Scott Nicholson was pretty much just walking right through her. So, but basically that's all I wanted to talk about, y'all. So, but if y'all haven't seen it, make sure y'all go back and watch.
Yeah, I gotta go back and watch it. I watched the main card. I didn't get to see much of the prelims. I probably watched that while I'm on the treadmill or something tonight. But yeah, man, go ahead and let everybody give your last words, man, and let everybody know what you got going on, man.
Yes, sir. I am KC Boxing Network. You can find me right here on YouTube Monday through Friday. That's 11 o'clock a.m. Central Time. And yes, I will be live on Saturday. If there's a fight, I'm live, baby. And yes, sir, me and Knockout Boxing live on Sunday mornings at 9 a.m. So, and basically that's it. And that's all I have for you. All right.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. For me, y'all, as I announced last week, and I'll tell you guys again here, we now going live 3 times a week. So I'll be live tomorrow night. I'll now be live Monday nights at 7:30. Wednesday nights at 7:30 and Thursday nights at 7:30. And then obviously I'm live every Sunday morning with KC Boxing Network. So y'all be sure to tune in tomorrow night, man. We trying to keep this thing going, keep growing, and give you guys more content. We're still gonna drop daily content every day like we always do with our videos. But now y'all gonna be able to catch me live one more day a week. So we'll be live again tomorrow night, Monday night at 7:30, Wednesday night at 7:30, and Thursday night at 7:30, and still doing our morning show every Sunday with KC Boxing Network. Y'all enjoy some good boxing this weekend. I think we got. Let me let y'all know who we got coming up, and then we'll wrap it. This weekend we got some good ones too. Who is it? Ray Vargas versus Oshaki Foster is this weekend. Right. So y'all be sure to check that out. Mario Barrios is also on that card. Lanier Pirro is on that card versus Victor Vickers. That's a heavyweight fight. It's a lot of it's another card that I'm missing. Let me look at this other schedule right here. So that's one that's on Showtime, and then you got let me see here. Oh, you also got Adam Azim versus Santos Reyes. That's gonna be on Sky Sports though, so you gotta probably watch a link with that. But the main fight this weekend that you guys want to tune into in San Antonio, Texas, Ray Vargas versus Oshaki Foster for the 130-pound WBC title, vacant title. That's gonna be a big fight. So y'all be sure to tune into that. But other than that, y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day. Appreciate that, OG. And have a good Sunday, and we'll catch y'all next time, man. Peace out, everybody.
All right, peace.
And shout out to Miss Knockout. I see you saying hello. What's up, baby? Hello. Right. See y'all later, man. Peace.
All right, peace.